Hello and welcome back to HOI4. Today we're going to be continuing off our communist Afghanistan game as part of our HOI4 A-Z series. So make sure you check out part 1 if you haven't already. But yeah, we're in a pretty dire situation. I kind of have maybe screwed over the Soviets a little bit too much. And now we are suffering the consequences of that with the Axis forces pushing heavily on the Eastern Front. So yeah, back into the video. Let's hope the Allies can do something to help us. I have to say, ask and they shall answer. The Allies have now launched a naval invasion into northern Italy as well as taken Sicily, and even the Kingdom of Greece is down here helping clear out Africa with a French hold of Tobruk. This is absolutely insane plays by the Allies, so I have to say they are doing their best here. But it just may not be enough. Like, it seriously might not be enough. Like, we are losing so quickly. I don't know, did the Soviets just like absolutely like screw it for themselves, or is this actually like just a complete, is this complete because of what I did in this, where I called them into a war against Iran? Should I actually, yeah I should. Let's go ahead and take the Iranian army actually, and then we can spread that across our army. And hopefully they can do something here and give us some sort of holding power against the against the Germans, that's what I mean. Can we help hold all the way up to Stalingrad now? Maybe? My god, I'm hoping the Russians get something that's going to really give them the comeback here, but yeah, it looks pretty dire. Hopefully the Italians have had to move back. Oh, the British are getting kicked out down here. Although the invasion of Sicily is going well, and they do now control northern Africa. So there's a lot of positives coming out of this, but a lot to be worried about too. So we'll just have to keep an eye and see what we're going to do. The US has now joined at least. So hopefully that's good, but that does also mean the Japanese are now in against the Allies. They've got another front to deal with, although China has done very well at holding off the Japanese. So this could be pretty good if Japan absolutely flops. As you can see, the Germans are battle planning hard against our front lines. They're trying to push for Moscow. We are here instrumental in the defence of Moscow. No, defence of Stalingrad we've got. And we're doing our best to sort of hold some of these oil fields for the Soviet Union. Leningrad has been lost, although the Soviets are holding a line pretty close to it. Finland got knocked out of the war. Oh god, it does look like they are actually starting to make breaks into the Moscow region. Hopefully they can make sure they're on the fort towers and that should help them hold. But yeah, there is just a lot of damage being done here. A lot of enemies are just sort of pushing in against us. Don't know if there's any point in doing any of this. Not really. Recruitment drive we could do. Get 500 more manpower, but realistically we probably just want to save political power for the moment to try and up our conscription laws overall. I guess let's start working on new rifles and better defence on our rifles. You know, that's going to be quite key. How are we actually looking on the rifle front? On the rifles we're actually in the positive. It's the artillery really where we need more, so why don't we put more factories onto artillery and some more into our support equipment for now to hopefully get ourselves back to what we need there. There you go, this is the division we're working with. Good defensive division, building up some more as well. So you know what, let's pop them out and let's make sure they are getting into the army too. Just to make sure that we are cycling in better units into our army as much as we can. For example, this division is a full division now of our decent infantry. We just need to do our best to, well, make sure that we are constantly improving that. So there we go, let's put 4 more of you into this reserve division, and then let's go ahead, grab these 4, and they're going to join this army, because it has a leader, so they should have some better training. Okay, hopefully making some big manoeuvres here as we relieve the siege of Stalingrad. Let's just see if we can't pin these guys in here and help hold them while maybe we get a little bit of a push going. Okay, you guys hold for a moment. Hold, keep the channel open. And then maybe push in. Any chance of that? No? What if we're bringing these guys? Come on, surely something's got to give on this front. It's 9 infantry units, but they're pretty damaged. That one tank division getting in there might just be the thing that breaks this apart and stops this offensive. Oh no, hold on. We got it. We got the encirclement. Get on in here, let's crush out these forces. That is absolutely huge what we've managed to do there. There you go, make sure you guys support attacking in here, let's really just crush them. I mean, how many units is that? 7, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 17 divisions I think. Just outside of Stalingrad, that is huge, and there we go, they've been closed down to 1 tile. So let's just make sure that we are pushing in as hard as we can now and watch them head spot, come on. Oh my god. Now that should hopefully help us relieve the line just that little bit more. Definitely looks like there's some windows of opportunity we can see here. For example here, anything we can do. I think this is my good units now starting to fill in the lines and really help out. Like, look at that, there we go. 3 new divisions as well there, trapped and encircled. Perfect, so let's make sure that they're getting cleared out. This is going great. Okay, I think it's safe to say the Soviets massively need our help here, so we're going to see if we can't send our units up to make this cut off of the German forces. Come on, let's see if we can't hold them in place in certain regions and hopefully bust our men through. Just anywhere we can go to sort of help cut off supply, cut off their support. Like for example up here, see if you can't cut in there. Come on. Help there, come on, you guys go. Let's just go for it. This could be a huge encirclement here at Gorky if we could take it. Come on, full power, here we go. This is of vital importance, this is the most important part of the war effort right here, right now. Come on, there we go, broken that tile, perfect. That is absolutely incredible. 21 more Axis divisions cut off and encircled down here. Let's try and take back this supply hub too. And that should be all the supply back in our hands and out of the Axis hands. So it should massively start to impact their effect, like their chance of hanging on to any of this territory. Come on, get them pinned there. You guys up here, you need to just crush this in a step closer maybe. Anything you guys can do. Okay, it's going to be incremental, it's going to be slow, but we will slowly be taking back this land from the Axis. And hopefully that is just going to really help the Soviets get a good front line back, stabilised, especially because we've saved this river line really, because they've managed to sneak in behind that, so the fact that we've managed to re-secure this is obviously vital. Perfect, and now against this last stack of Romanians here across the river, and that should be a huge amount of casualties for us. Come on, perfect, look at those head-and-wits pop, look at the tanks as well. The Hungarian motorised, the Romanian mountaineers, and actually the Soviets bolstered by this seem to be making a push as well. So we've almost emboldened the Soviets to start striking back for their homeland, striking back for their territory, so this is absolutely great news. Perfect, there you go. And now all of these are going to head on back down south, and we're going to see what they can do down here. The Germans are bursting through in the north, so maybe that's where we need to look to focus our efforts next. Where are all the Soviet forces? Are they all just centred down the south as well? It looks like they've massively come to try and support me in the south, which, you know what, love you for that, Soviets, but please hold on to your north, although I guess this is the more important territory, so maybe this isn't the worst idea. Come on, get back across. Keep going off their supplies, do whatever you can. the Axis are having to pull out of this region because of the lack of supplies that they're facing here. And this will really help that. If we can cut off some of this, take this town, take the port there. Maybe even one of you just come across, snake your way through, see if you can't, you know, really dampen the whole supply situation here. Okay, here we go on our small little raids here. Hopefully we can make some sort of ground. Just tightening this noose around the armies of the Axis. Come on, hold them there. Maybe we just try our push here, see what we can do. Come on, let's crush them out. Perfect, another nice encirclement. Can we keep that held? Looks like we can. There we go, let's make sure that our units are now on that front and pushing in to hold this and to re-secure this and just make sure there's no chance of these units getting out. This is what we need. This is ultimately how you beat the Axis, little by little, crushing them down, grinding them to pieces. Especially someone like the Romanians, they're not going to have the equipment to replenish all the troops they've been losing to us. And then that's hopefully going to lead to more unrest in their land as they have less equipment in the field and manpower. Perfect, look at that, ends up being about 15, 16 divisions again. So like another good hold. Oh, and look at that, our men have actually managed to make the push across as well. Come on, any chance of us breaking this fully? Let's go for it and then push for Rostov. Okay, you guys maybe from behind as well. Just see what you can't do. No, okay, it doesn't look like we're going to get them out of Rostov, but there's other places we see we can sort of do some damage at least and crush them. Like here, for example, can we cut them off? That would be a German tank cut off there. Come on, hold that. Perfect. German tank cut off. That's great news. And yeah, we've pushed them back to this river line now. How's it looking? Things are stabilising in the north at least as well, so the Soviets do have a little bit more of a handle on things. I'm just going to go for it. Super rogue, but we're just going to make a huge breaking offensive is what I'm thinking. And this could all go horrendously, or it could be maybe one of the best moves I've ever made in this game. Let's just go aggressive across the front, get moving in everywhere, pushing out, let's go for it. You guys get up to the Dnieper. Yeah, push to Kiev. Just let's just try and have troops just snaking through. Go for it. Full offensive. Here we go. Everyone railroad into where they need to be. Let's make the breakout. Let's see what happens. Take off this front line, and let's hope the Axis start to completely panic and we manage to get what we need basically. Also, look down here. Looks like the Allies have taken the north of Italy and now into Free France as well as pushing into Germany. The Netherlands, they've actually secured some ports. Hopefully this is given, yeah, the Russians are starting a little counter-offensive down here too, hopefully because of the damage we are making. Let's make sure that we are pushing into these empty tiles, getting men moving, keeping things going. Just wherever we can push for any supply hubs, that is what we need to be doing now. Just absolute full-blown charging. Hold them there while these guys hopefully snake up some of the railway lines and grab more supply. Yeah, we will take whatever anyone is going to give us because at this point I don't care about war score, I just care about finishing the war. There you go, you guys, let's cut through there and then get to Kharkov. Is Kharkov the actual main supply route for these for this whole area? Maybe. Oh no, okay. That's not as good. The Soviets have actually left this front, which is really not good because that means our supply situation in here is actually going to get quite damning Come on. We need to push through now and link up with the main front. That's the only thing that's going to save us here. Yeah, give me whatever you can. Whatever you can give me to supply myself is going to be desperately needed. That is going to be so key. And let's get the last artillery upgrade just to make sure that we're doing great. But yeah, I mean, this should be pretty solid. A pretty solid offensive that should really be helping out our allies. Yeah, I mean, for sure you need to be pushing there. Make sure that's a support attack as well. You surge through, let's try and grab a couple more supply hubs if possible. Yeah. And yeah, obviously just crush out these units where we've got them. Perfect, 3 more Romanians dead. Any chance actually that we could just begin a full offensive down the coastline towards Turkey, because there's a whole nother front now they're going to have to be dealing with, and obviously especially we might be able to take out the Romanians, who should be massively struggling for supply here. There you go, let's go up there, let's even go to Lwów if we can, that Polish supply hub. Go for it. You come in here, you're going to just try and cut off this line here at Bucharest. Actually see if you can't go down to Rus, to Pleven, to Sofia. Yeah, we are pushing the southern offensive now. Look at this southern thrust that we have made. The Soviets are bringing support in. Okay, this is the one problem area, is can we actually hold open the Crimean pocket? Because if we can't, then we will probably start to struggle from the lack of supplies. But at the moment in time, I mean, look at this go. Okay, how close is Romania? Romania is so close to dying. It might literally come down to just a few little towns left, and Romania might go. Come on, just keep them held there. Romania's capitulated. Amazing. I mean, they capitulated to the Soviets, obviously, because that's whose land we're pushing through, but still, amazing work. Let's go. What else can we be supplied? Yeah, we will take whatever. Just need... yeah, that's all. We just need goods and supplies. Oh my god, and this collapsed the entire Romanian front back here, so we've actually encircled all of these enemy forces. This is actually a huge victory for us. Okay, and we're very much into now the downfall of Germany. I don't want to toot my own horn too much, but I do think our southern thrust offensive has been the key of that, considering the Soviets have now got Moscow back. They are pushing back up towards Leningrad. The Allies have obviously had free reign to now expand out the Netherlands, and also France is now back on the map. Things are going better for them in Italy because they've taken Rome, but obviously Italy is still fighting very hard, so I imagine that's where a lot of German forces are unfortunately tied up, especially now those ones may be cut off here in the south. And then yeah, Eastern Europe is just falling rapidly to our advance, as well as obviously the Soviet advance that is following us. So yeah, Bulgaria has gone into a civil war, so I think this could be the end for them too, especially as we've now taken Sofia. Yeah, and let's just make sure that we are crushing out these final few units here, these greater Hungarians, and a German medium tank as well. Look at that, that is huge casualties to be making. Perfect. Yeah, the Brazilians are down here somehow. I don't exactly know what's happened there, but yeah, look, you can see these German remnants all up here in the north of Russia. They're just slowly being crushed back towards Leningrad. There's the fall of Budapest. Our boys absolutely did it. Okay. See if we can't connect ourselves up, maybe. There we go, come on. Crush on through, and then that is their army group south, all cut off here. Down. in the Baltics. No, in the Balkans. That's it. Baltics and Balkans. You got to get them right. Come on, crush on through. Let's go. We surely will be seeing the end of the Hungarians there. Looks like that is the end of the Hungarians. Yet, Fall of Budapest has meant the capitulation of the Hungarians. Great news. We're going to go for the race to Berlin, so I'm just going to shift click my guys, tell them to start getting to Berlin, because we want Berlin. After all of the fighting we've done, I think we deserve it. We've actually got 11%, which, you know, isn't a lot, but for someone like Afghanistan, that's a surprising amount that we've managed to take here. There we go, look at the race. The race is on. We've actually taken back Warsaw. You are just going to hold for a second, see if you can't quickly cut off some of these forces here. Just make sure that we're crushing them out. Go on, look at this race, look at them charging down the line. Go for Poznan, go for Silo, and on to Berlin. We might be able to win this race to Berlin here. Yeah, I mean, we are just running through open tile after open tile here. And what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to take the front and maybe shorten it just to try and bring more men round where we can. Perfect. They're about to walk into Berlin. There we go, the Afghanistan forces have marched into Berlin. Who would have guessed that would be the end of World War II in this universe? Well, not the end, because Germany, as usual, will cling on to the last man. Hitler's definitely gone to the bunker though, and then offed himself, so now it's just a matter of ensuring that we deal with every last piece of the Germans. Come on, let's cut them off here from maybe the north. Look at the Soviets sweeping through into the Baltics, taking their claimed land. Let's go. Pushing up here, let's try and grab up these last bits of territory that they lay claim to, as the Allies hopefully take Stuttgart and call an end to this. Where even is their capital anymore? Oh, they've taken back Berlin, have they? That's fine. We'll take it back. Just pile in the pressure. There goes Danzig too. And there we go, peace. Peace at last. Amazing. Absolutely smashing it. And we will try and gain a little bit of territory if we can. Well, there we go. There's the end of the war. And yeah, a nice, cursed, beautiful Europe has been made with the American occupation zone, the British occupation zone, just this part owned by the United Kingdom, the Soviet occupation zone, the Soviet part of the Soviet puppet of Poland, the Afghanistan puppet of Poland, my personal pride and joy, as well as the German Central Asian Germany, which is a puppet holding Hinterpommern and Königsberg. So yeah, I mean, pretty happy with what I've got here, because I've got an Iranian communist puppet, we've got a little bit of Germany, a little bit of other stuff, and I mean ultimately, when you look at the industry we ended off with, and the army we ended off with, it wasn't major what we had, but we've managed to turn that into an absolutely powerful force. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this first game of HOI4 A-Z. If you have any mods, anything like that, for other nations coming up down the line, I mean, you know what they are, they're alphabetical order. Please let me know, because some of these I imagine might have little content or might be a bit boring, but yeah, hope you're enjoying. Any suggestions, please leave them below, and I hope to see you in the next video as you watch me slowly go insane. Thank you and good night.